All right, we are live with Danny Sams III. I'm Sean Blight. As always, I'm joined by Jacob Dove. This is After the Scales Emergency Podcast Edition. Um, Danny, you had a big announcement go out today. We'll just wait a couple minutes for some viewers to get tuned in, but um, kind of just talk to us about how long this process has taken to get to this point, and get you to share your news.
I'd say I've been working at this for 9 months with the same people to get to this point. We met them in Volusia the beginning of last year, and they said they're going to be keeping their eyes on me and watch my progress and see if they felt like I was ready to take that next step, and they wanted to be a part of it. And we checked the right boxes, I guess, because I'm sitting in this position where I just got to announce I'm running a national tour for my first time ever, and talk about a lot of work and process just to get to this point. But I'm loving every moment of it.
Yeah, I have to say, Danny, that, following your progress for quite some time now, it's pretty cool to see a Florida driver getting some recognition and going out on a national tour this year. It's pretty cool, especially from an area where I'm from, seeing a guy like you going to go out there and try to be successful and do it with your family has got to be pretty special.
Yeah, the family thing's super important to me, and that was big going into this year. How can I take that next step, but with my family, and what would it take? And it's something I always wanted to do. And like I said, a couple times I sat down with my parents again after this year, and I said, is everyone still happy? Is this really what we want to do? Because we can always do something, like I can go drive for someone else, or we can hire some more crew. We'll figure something out. And my parents said we wouldn't want to do anything else. So what's cooler than to say you're going on a national tour with your parents? People could make fun of me, you still live with your parents, you're 22 years old. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Like, we don't even live at home. We just live on the road. Like, but we're chasing the dream together. And that's super important to me because you don't get these years back, and you don't get this opportunity again. Um, you know, I get to where I'm 30 years old, my parents aren't going to be able to go, and they're not going to want to go because it's just a lot to do. And as everyone ages, so it's really important to me going into this new year, 2025, that I could keep my family involved. And my dad's been really good on the wrenches and turning into one heck of a crew chief, getting some recognition. And
Mhm.
everyone knows my mom. My mom's out there busting butt all the time on the car. It's like people walk by. That's your mom? Like, yeah, yep, that's my mom. She's out there doing everything. So it's really cool, and wanted to keep that going. That was super important to me. And just there are so many puzzle pieces that go into making a national tour even possible. And we've turned the right eyes, got the right recognition that to even have this chance. So I've been on the phone a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of people to keep happy, but I'm blessed. I'm learning the business side of everything, and I'm probably going to make some mistakes. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but it's all part of the process. We're learning, growing together, and if we can make it through this year, be successful, the sky's definitely the limit. We feel like sky's the limit now, but like anything's absolutely possible, especially if we crush it this year.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're live here with Danny Sams III, who earlier today was unveiled that he's going to be running the High Limit National Tour next year. Um, Danny, why High Limit versus Outlaws? What were some of the pros and cons and the things that led you to your ultimate decision?
What I mean, we went through every ounce of data you could possibly go through. We went through what drivers were going which way, where I stack up against those drivers, the schedule. We tracked every mile, how many hotel rooms, tow money packages, finish money package, end of year money packages, the freedom, the no freedom, engine bills. I mean, we went through every all the way down to the merchandise program. What would be our better thing? So we went through every ounce of data, and we felt like High Limit was our best option. And, you know, there's that lucrative charter deal that we could earn later down the road. We talked to both series, and Outlaws is amazing. It has a huge name, but High Limit's new, young, and spunk, and we felt like our higher ceiling, I guess you could say, would be with High Limit, especially in our first year. Less races, so if we are struggling, 20 something less races, it's a little bit easier on motor bills, time on the road. We can take time if we need time off, but we also can kind of see where we're at, and if there's a track, in the schedule, there's a couple of month off periods with high limit. We can go run that track to get more prepared for that high limit race that's coming later that year. So we just felt like that was our best 10-year plan, I guess you could say, and just kind of working to the future, and with everyone in agreement, my car owner, these new backers involved, my parents and I, that's what we decided to go with.
Yeah, and comparing, the off-season moves of other drivers, you got a lot of high limit and World of Outlaws guys returning to the same series. A couple movers and shakers here and there, but looking overall at their both rosters are pretty even. But I feel like with high limit, there's definitely a little bit advantage as far as competition level. The top guys are going to be competing inside and out every night. Where's your confidence level going into the high limit season? Obviously, you got guys like Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney, Rico Abreu. You're going to be up against some Rookie of the Year contention with Jason Persley and Aaron Weitzel. So where's your confidence at going into 2025?
I feel like we're pretty confident. I actually feel like we're faster than we think we are. Um, we just need to streamline and be more perfect, I guess you could say. I feel like we have the speed. I might make a couple little mistakes, as this will be my third full year in a 410. Definitely need a little bit more experience, but if I can fine tune my night, I feel like that will definitely boost my finishing positions, just have more solid nights. But I feel like we'll compete for top tens on a regular basis. And if not, break into the top five and hopefully further than that. I'm super confident with our package going into this year. We've upgraded a lot of our parts. Our engines are even getting upgraded. We feel like we're doing everything we need to do to be faster, and I'm working on being the best me I can be. Whether that's mindset training or physical training, I'm gonna come out as the best possible human to get in that race car every night, and try to have the right mindset. And if we can not let the road beat us up, that'll be ahead of the guys that are letting the road beat them up, because it's really tough. And yes, it's my first go, but I've studied this since I was 5 years old. This is literally a childhood dream, and when we announced today, that was the most surreal moment. Like, this is actually happening. Like, people know, like, there's only, let's say, 24 national drivers in the
Mhm.
world. I'm one of them now. Like, that wasn't even on the table 2 years ago. Like, we were happy to go to a race, and now we're planning on running 80 plus races every year. It's just insane what hard work, dedication, and it's not just my hard work and dedication. My parents gave up everything to do it with me, and my car owner gave us all the tools to even have the chance to do it. So it's more than just like I don't deserve hardly any of the credit, because like without my parents, none of this is possible. And my car owner. It's just amazing what good people in your life can do for you. And like I've had great people like you guys just help me along my journey, and that's probably the most surreal feeling in the world, that good people help you get where you need to go, and just surround yourself around good people. And it's amazing what things can happen.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Ever since I met you, it's been like a fast friendship, and I'm super excited for what's come your way. What talk about when your season gets going, because it's like it seems like you make this announcement today, and then you turn around and like a couple of weeks the season starts. So,
Well,
what do you need to do from now till the season starting? Um,
Well, we're building one more car right now. We're going into this year with quite a few cars. We're building a new one for Volusia. We're actually running Florida with the Outlaws. We'll be there in the 410s, and I'm actually running a 360 car for the guys I drove for midway through the year last year at Volusia. I'm running a 360 car the 28th. So we're looking at, if you don't count today, 21 days till I race.
like,
And our rig's gonna have to be there before that. And like Sean knows, I was supposed to go to the Chili Bowl, and things just didn't work out. And if I did, I would only have 8 days to before I'm in a race car, and everything's still up north. So it's the timeline, and just being how involved, my family and I are still in the team, and having to meet with certain people, and times think the timing didn't work out good this year, but all that'll change. It's just a lot to get going on your first year. Um, but like I said, 21 days and I'm in a race car. So we still have to, finish this car, get all the motors in the trailer. And I've joked about this, like, what do you even put in the trailer? Yeah, you put race car parts and stuff like that. But our first swing, the trailer shouldn't come back home till late April, like, or May. So it's going to go to Florida and then out to Vegas. That's months on the road. What do you put in the thing? Like, yeah, we're going to put everything we can, but is it everything we need? It's exciting and scary as a new team going into a national tour. We none of us have that national tour on the road full on experience. We did a couple trips last year. We got an idea, but are you sure? Like, like this thing's gonna be gone for a long time. So we've been doing some scavenging around the shop. Where when I mean this trailer will be packed tight. There will be so much stuff in there, but you have to stay efficient too. It's just a balancing act. It's actually pretty fun, but like I said, it's a little scary. Like, this is all new to all of us. So that's our plan now. So yeah, I race the end of this month. And we were looking at this schedule today. I was like, wow, like this is like full bore. And then we're full bore and then we have a month off. Everyone has a month off. So that'll be a weird feeling too. And we'll know where we stack up then. And if we need to come back to Indiana to get more parts, hopefully we don't. Let's sure hope not. But that's all stuff you have to plan for. And the planning thing is it's exciting, but it's new. So that's what we're really working on right now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't really get to see the behind the scenes of how much time, energy, money, sponsorship really goes into racing a full year. Just talk about yourself, Danny. I know me and Sean were both talking to you off camera about some of the behind the scenes. You've been on the phone a lot, talking to people, trying to line things up, really just trying to get a budget to go out on the road and race with the best of the best.
Yeah, like I never realized how much it takes, and it takes a lot of good people, like I was saying, and to keep those connections and keep things moving, you have to do a lot of talking, and I don't want to say wheeling and dealing, but doing things to provide for them to make them, want to help you, and how can you help them? And I'm really learning the business side of everything. And like I said, I'm probably gonna make some mistakes, but I'm really trying to incorporate good people, keep working forward, and show that. And I'm actually starting a YouTube channel this year. I'm gonna have more of on the scenes. I have a crew guy coming aboard from Australia. So that's really cool. And so that'll take some of the workload off my parents and give me some more free time to show people the inside of what we do. And we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have a merchandise trailer. We're going from a little like we were pretty big deal what we're doing, and then we just took 3 steps. So it's a lot. It's a balancing act figuring it out, but that's the plan, and I'm hoping to show those insights in real time. And I'd like to show what we do during the week, like when we're stuck in a Walmart parking lot for 4 days. What do we do? And show just how we even have fun and what gets done on the car. I'd like to do that and kind of just show our lifestyle because it's known, but it's not shown. I'd like to really capitalize on that and try to bring the audience into my life. And when I mean my life's pretty crazy, I feel like it's pretty crazy, but it's about to get even crazier.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool, so people can relate to it. And then when they see my parents and I eating hot dogs at 4 in the morning after we just got back from a long drive, they might understand a little bit more. And but everyone pretty much knows at the racetrack, but it'd be fun to show it. And want to really connect with the fans this year and capitalize on being on that national tour. I'm going to be able to go across the country twice with high limit, by the way, going twice. So that's really cool. And I'd like to show, the balancing act that it takes, being a driver, trying to work on your merchandise program and try to do some video stuff. Show that. Try to give I think people really enjoy that. So I'm looking forward to that for Christmas this year. Like my grandparents are asking what I want. I said everything to do with videoing. I want things that are trying to help me. So I got a new GoPro and that type of stuff. So I'm pretty fortunate to have a lot of people that back me. And my family's really helping me chase my dream. So super excited to show that.
With you and your family and everything being new to you in terms of setting up a new team to go on national tour, is there anyone you've reached out to for some advice, or anyone who's reached out to you to maybe offer some advice?
Yeah, like I said, David Gravel's been huge on helping me, and he will straight up tell me this how many motors you need, this how many cars you need, that's what you need to do to be competitive. He's been a huge help. Sheldon Hottenschild's actually helped me quite a bit. A lot of these guys have been very influential in what I do. Justin Peck, I'm really close with him, and he's done a lot with me on the merchandise side, just explaining things because I'm brand new to it. I don't know, what it takes or what it does, and these people are willing to give up information, that not everyone knows, and it helps me a lot. And they want to see me succeed, and it's a really good feeling to have, like I said, good people in this world that do care, and they don't want to, they don't see you as competition. They see you as a friend and help you get to that step because they were in this position too. So there is good people in this world, like I said, and it's nice of them. No one has to help me. Like no one needs to be like, oh, this is what you need to do. Because later on, I could be competition to them. I sure hope I will be, but they don't see it like that, and they want to help the all of sprint car racing, not just themselves. That's
Right.
pretty unselfish of everyone.
Right.
And you mentioned about merch, Danny, and we wanted to take a moment and let everybody know if you go over to the top corner, you can scan the QR code and get yourself some Danny Sam's merchandise. Obviously, it helps Danny a lot, and I'm sure he's going to have some cool new T-shirt designs for 2025. And speaking of 2025, looking at the high limit schedule, what's some tracks, maybe events that you have circled on the calendar that you really are looking forward to, that you really think that you'll do well in?
I would say there's three of them. I would start with Florence. I actually hold the track record there. We went there earlier last year, and I got the track record, ran second. Um, Pretty confident there. And funny enough, that's my parents used to go there on dates, like when they started dating. So most of my family's from northern Kentucky, and it was cool to see a bunch of family that I never get to see and race in front of them. So I really look forward to that, and we know we're pretty good there. Um, and then I would have to say Lawrenceburg and Butler. I feel really confident at, especially Butler. I have a lot of laps around there. And last year we were just unfortunate breaking a wheel in qualifying, just kind of took us out of the loop there. But those would be there. Those are their four dates there, and that's the what I would think would be our definitely our best shot. But I did a interview with Flow Racing last night, and he was asking me, "What tracks have you been to?" And I was looking at the schedule, and I was like, "Oh, five. That's it." So I was like, "Uh-oh," you know, not an uh-oh moment. And I feel like I adapt pretty well to new tracks. I grew up racing quarter midgets, and I did the national tour with them, and everywhere we went was brand new. So I feel like I'm okay with that, and I do a lot of research and study, and it doesn't only track I've not been good at and it's taken time would be Eldora, but those things are special beasts. So I'm not too worried about going out to California. I'm pretty confident that'll suit my driving style, and I'm just gonna do as much research as I can and be as best prepared as I can. That's all I can do. And even on the outlaw side, there's a ton of tracks I've never been to. So either way we went, it was gonna be completely new.
And I'm not going to tell you what to do, Danny, but looking at the high limit schedule, you do race Wednesday, May 14th at Fremont, and then you've got a day off, and then you're at Ransomville. That day off, there is an outlaw show at Oshweekend. I just want to let you know.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything other than that. But if you were looking for a race to run, that is there, and I can guarantee you have a fan club in the pit section.
I'll make you a deal right now.
All right,
If I win at Fremont, I'll go.
yeah. Is Larson running Fremont that night?
Yeah, let's look that up. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So once again, if you're just tuning in, we're with Danny Sams III, who announced today that he is running full time on the High Limit Tour. Um, Danny, we really thank you for coming on. We mentioned off camera you've got some new backers. You can't say too much or anything specific yet. What can you tell us about who's helping you out this year?
I can tell you that they're very thorough, and it's been, like I said, probably around 9 months in the making. We met at Volusia at the beginning of last year, and they kept their eyes on me. And I'll tease it. It's someone of a big company that's involved in sprint car racing, and he's going all in on helping me get to that next step. He sees something in me, and we become really close friends. And there'll be a pretty big announcement, a pretty big storyline when it comes out, and that's all. That's about all I can say for now. It's someone that's well known within the sprint car world.
And before we let you go, Danny, we do have a fan question for you. Timmy Belong wanted to know about competition. What are you looking forward to the most racing against, Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney, Rico, all those guys?
Like I said, you are who you run with. these are the best in the world. Either side of the fence you're on, Highland or Outlaws, it's the best in the world. And when you're following that person in hot laps, you're going to learn something. And that was the coolest thing I got to learn last year. But it would be just gaining that experience. Sprint car racing's become so strategic. The cars are very equal now. Everyone's about the same speed. It's when you make your move, how you time it, and how you block the next one without losing your speed. I would say this the strategy side to it would be the most thing I'm excited about. Like learning exactly when to make that move. You just don't go in there and throw a slide job anymore. You time it. You think about it. You plan it laps beforehand. And that's what these guys can do, and that's what they do. So it would be getting around that learning curve because in a regional race, more or less you can make that slider and you don't get crossed over as easy or anything like that. But when like Rico passes me or let's say David Gravel passes me, I will not have an option to pass him back. They planned it perfectly and there it wasn't even a choice. Like that person just went by you. You can't even fight it. So it's learning that side of it. These guys are so good at what they do and that when they're driving the race car, it feels slow to them. I'm excited to get that feeling. I feel like I'm getting close to it. But when I still go in the car and I step on the gas, I'm like, oh man, look at that. But these guys, they're thinking so far in front of the car. It doesn't feel like they're going 130. It feels like they're driving 30 in a school zone. It's not, it's not uncomfortable to them. So they can think it through and exactly what they're doing. And I talk to them, and all they can tell me is laps. It just takes laps to get to that, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. So getting those laps and seeing it and trying to accelerate that. I'm working like I said, I'm doing mental training, physical training. I'm working on trying to accelerate that learning curve to where my head is in front of the car all the time. I'm not driving behind the car's not driving me. So it would be getting to that point is probably the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to.
Awesome. Well, once again, Danny, we really appreciate you coming on. We won't take up any more of your time. I know you're a busy guy with what's going on. Congratulations again, man.
Thank you guys.
Well,
Thanks for
well,
being part of my journey. It's you guys
we're
sponsor me.
and it's just the start, man. And it's been awesome to get to know you as a person, and you deserve all the success that's coming your way. Once again, follow Danny Sams on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Go to shopd3.com if you're listening to this podcast, because we are now on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, or scan the QR code if you're watching this. Danny, thanks again, man, and good luck in 2025.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything you do for me.